It's time for our daily dose of cope. And unfortunately, some of our leopards have not learned face management. So you see this leopard here is having to drink some Alka-Seltzer because the faces were just too abundant. Let's jump into some of these stories and see what's going on for today. So this next lady I'm about to report on did an interview. It's on YouTube. It says she was a Democrat until the last election when she decided to vote for him because she is against terminating pregnancies. Now she is suffering the consequences of health insurance and medication and feels like they are stabbing her in the back. So the person who posted this gave us some screen grabs of the interview. So the first screen grab says, in this last election, I voted Republican. Why? Because I'm against terminating pregnancies. And now I feel like they are poking us in the back. She said, I thought it would be more family values. I will say this, the Republican Party really does have that marketing down, talking about family values, despite all of the evidence against them being for family values, considering how none of the policies that they put forth actually support actual families. And I really do wish that these people would learn, if they are against terminating pregnancies, they don't have to do it. This next post is the reason why I feel that these people need to feel the consequences of their vote for 2 to 3 years. Because this person says, first off, I stand with Trump. But food prices are going up. Gas is the same. Tariffs on steel and aluminum will probably screw me out of a raise and will stop new hires, which in turn means I have to put out more. I still stand with Trump. So their lives are not better. It's probably going to get worse. But these people still stand with Trump. That's the reason why they need to continue to feel it. They need to be out of more money. They need to be stressed. They need to feel terrible. They need to increase their cortisol. Their waistline needs to increase by 3 to 5 inches, maybe 3 to 7 inches. They need to feel terrible. Their pants need to never fit. Their belt needs to never fit. And they need to spend more money on jeans and a belt. This is Vivian Stevenson. This looks like a Facebook post. And the way they shift blame to Musk as to not blame Trump goes to show again why these people need to continue to be faced with the consequences of their actions, because they will never admit that they were wrong. They just want to shift blame. All right, she says, I voted for Trump, my choice, but I don't understand how laying people off, taking from the poor, closing all the aid programs is beneficial. We are becoming the most hated nation in this world. If we have war, we are doomed. I'm sorry, it's true. I so agree food stamps and welfare has gotten out of hand, but the way things are going now, I'm scared. I barely eat now, have no car. How am I better off? If Social Security gets in trouble, I might as well die along with many others. I voted Trump in, but not Musk. He's got to go. Where's his knowledge of a budget? He's rich, cannot feel as we do or see what we see. Trump is the one that is putting out this trade war. Trump is the one that's trying to annex and take over other countries. Trump is the one that is making us hate it within the whole world. He is the one that is making things extra terrible along with Elon Musk. But these people will never put the blame on Trump, because if they did, they would have to sit in the consequences of their own action. This person does not sound like a wealthy person, but she still won't acknowledge that she effed up. She pooped the bed, and then she got that poop right there, and she's smelling it, and then acting like she's not the one that pooped the bed. All right, now we have a whole post from the small business subreddit. This person says, does anyone else have that employee or employees who just can't grasp the impact of the tariffs? This person says, one of my employees just doesn't understand how tariffs work. His hours are getting cut almost entirely, and he thought I was giving him the runaround when I told him it was because of the tariffs. They've slowed sales in our industry and increased our costs, plain and simple. He asked condescendingly why Canada and China having to pay us an extra tax would slow down sales on the consumer end. Said it shouldn't make a difference on packaging. I've explained it to him before. They hit, and it seemed to go in one ear and out the other. I had just placed a few orders at increased pricing, so I gave him the most top to bottom explanation I could, down to the individual duties applied to different materials in our components. He was shocked that tariffs were just an extra tax on us and that the U.S. doesn't have the capability to produce everything. At the end, he said that it's not what he thought when he voted for them and didn't understand why he was told the other countries pay the tariffs. Another one of our guys was into the tariffs until I explained it. He did some research and got it instantly. His hours weren't at risk, but he was still pissed off at how badly it will impact his family and the business. I'm sick of explaining tariffs and wish that people were better at doing their own research. Same, bro, same. One of the mods down here says, "Hi all, please take the politics to the politics sub so we can concentrate on surviving here. Tariffs or no, it seems likely to be tough for small businesses for a while." So I'm saying that this is important to talk about in the small business sub because politics is personal and personal is political, and all of the things that they voted for is hurting small businesses. So I do believe that it is pretty cowardly to make this type of comment, acting like you should take this to politics. Politics impacts your small businesses. So, like I said, I think that this is cowardly to say that this breaks the rules. Yes, people start to get inflamed, but that's because people made dumb decisions when they voted for this person. I was sent this post and it definitely goes here. This was posted in the Am I the A-hole subreddit saying, "Am I the a-hole for being flippant about my girlfriend's sister going to lose her job because she voted for Trump?" This person says, "My girlfriend's sister voted for Trump. My girlfriend and I were talking tonight and she was asking about how Elon got so much power. She then mentioned that her sister is afraid she's going to lose her job because of all the cuts. Public ed teacher. I said I have no sympathy for her. She voted for this. Now my girlfriend is pissed off at me. Am I the a-hole for not being sad and sympathetic that a Trump supporter is getting exactly what they voted for?" People need to stop feeling bad that these people get exactly what they voted for. They need to feel the consequences of their actions. We got to stop rescuing people that voted for this. They pooped the bed. They need to smell it. They need to sit in it. They need to get used to it until they clean up their own poop that they put in their own beds. Knight kind of says, "I don't understand. Why is she sad that she's getting what she voted for? It's what she wanted, right?" Lou Latre says, "That's like the wife who voted to deport illegals and is all shocked her husband is being deported. True story. She meant the other illegals, not her husband. Oh well." Loban says, "He's one of the good ones." Life Finds a Way says, "This is how dictators win. They focus mass hate on the other while building confidence that the individual is part of the mass. Nobody is part of the mass if it serves the dictator. You become one of the discarded, disappeared people." Planes took off yesterday without legal authority. Planes full of people being deported. Very bad people, according to Trump. Where did they land? Who were they? Were they sent back to their home country or somewhere else? Are they being detained? If so, where? Who built the facility they are being detained in? Is it public or privately funded? Does anyone know? Can this information be found? My mom, whose family fled World War II, Poland and Germany, is freaking out, and she's not wrong. And the thing about those people getting deported, those Venezuelans being deported to El Salvador, that is basically human trafficking. We're basically human traffickers at this point, because even if they were criminals, they should get some kind of due process where they get to, say what they did or what the charges are. These people are about to be confined and put to work. That is human trafficking. But what are we really supposed to do? I have no idea about it. Danny Caps fan says, "I didn't think the leopards would eat my face," bemoans the woman who voted for the leopards eating faces party. LBJ said it less colorfully some 60 years ago. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. That literally is how they think. They wanted Trump to hurt the lesser people. They just didn't realize their Lord and Savior considers everyone, not him, lesser. So that's where we are. I'm ending it there. Let me know what you think about all of this. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.
I'm not saying somebody should. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying anyone should. No, I'm not. Couldn't be me. You know what I mean? But if someone was going, I'm kidding, don't. I'm completely joking. Nobody should. Nobody should. You shouldn't. I shouldn't. Nobody should. Nobody should. That's all I've got to say. That's all I have to say. Just nobody should. And I've said that no one should. Very publicly right now, actually. I've said that nobody should. Nobody should because nobody's going to. Because nobody should. I'm not saying so.